Here we go. Bronny James, number 6, guard for the University of Southern California. The Trojans. Bronny James has been one I've been trying to do for a while. I know everybody's interested. They want to know what's happening with Bronny. He's a freshman, and he's going to have a lot more responsibility now that Isaiah Collier's been, out with injury. And we're going to break down the film. I can't wait to get into it. Again, thank you to everybody that's been liking and subscribing and viewing this content. I'm going to keep making these types of videos and these breakdowns and these profiles. Excited for this year's 2024 NBA draft. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get right into the tape. Here we have Bronny James against the press. He's very good at making decisions and reads, so it's going to be one of the things he's going to do well today. And he just, the same thing like KJ Simpson, just early recognition of where the matchup is. Nice dump down. Now this is probably what Bronny James does best. On the defensive end, he uses his size and athleticism and moves his feet very, very well. Now, KJ Simpson is one of the best point guards in the country, and watch how he gets right up on his man, moves laterally, anticipates the right-hand dribble drive, takes this charge right into his chest. That's great defense. On this rep, we have Bronny James. He's going to get a screen in a mismatch. He'll be matched up against 44. Let's watch him go to work. All right, so now he has the mismatch. Bronny settles here. He does a lot of side-to-side dribbling going nowhere. He needs to make one quick move and go. He has a two-way go there. He can take his man either way. That's just a young player not recognizing the mismatch that they have. Now, I want to point out the terrible spacing by the entire USC squad on this fast break. As you can see, you have 3 Colorado Buffaloes back. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is Bronny trailing. He's the 5th guy. They have numbers, but this break is bad for a number of reasons. This guy stops at the 3-point line. I'm sure they're taught in today's game to get threes. However, if your teammate can't see you, cut to the basket. Now this guy, or, drift to the corner. To keep the floor spread out. You want to keep the floor spread out. This guy's doing the right thing. He's doing a rim run. However, this guy stopping way back here does no good, because now this guy is just clogging up the paint. He needs to keep going out wide. Either he's going to go out wide and spot up for a 3, or he can keep going. Now here's where the freshman Bronny James comes in, and he also messes up the fast break because he's occupying the same space. This guy's already done the rim run. Bronny's right here, and he's just going to creep into the ball carrier's space, drawing more attention around the ball. Like, I don't understand what he's doing. Like, Bronny messed up the entire spacing of this play. Right here, the guy's trying to dump it down, where Bronny's in the picture, and the guy can't decide. If Bronny's going to stay out here on the 3-point line, that would have been okay. But it would have been better if this guy stayed drifting to the corner. Bronny drifted, came to the wing. Because LeBron could see that this guy was rim running. If that guy's rim running, LeBron knows he needs to space out to the wing, and his teammate needs to move to the corner. The spacing's terrible on this fast break. But that's just an example of Bronny being a rookie. A freshman, I mean. All right, we get to see Bronny again, switched out with a big on him. Let's see what he's got on the perimeter. A little left to right crossover, but that's really slow. I mean, if you're going to take that guy, you got to just get on your horse and go. Or get into his body, change speeds. He does neither. He's kind of just picking his way. Here we have Bronny matched up on a bigger small forward in the post. he's very sturdy. I mean, he's got the LeBron genetics. So he's very sturdy in the post, but he gets caught flat-footed here, doesn't move his feet, but he does a good job of digging back in and going up and getting this rebound. Here we have a shot of Bronny where he's going to get the ball in the corner. He's going to take a jump shot. We're going to analyze it. He generally has a nice jump shot. I mean, he does a little jab step to get the defender to move a little bit, and then he gets right into his shot. Let's check the beef. He's got the balance. His elbow needs to be in more, but he's got nice form though. His follow-through's there. Just an off night for him, but I'd like his elbow in a little bit more. So here we have Bronny bringing the ball up against full court pressure against Cody Williams, the 6'8" freak athlete. Bronny's got nice handles. The one thing he needs to work on is his foot speed though, but he's got nice handles against pressure. He made it look easy bringing it up to court. I'm going to say it again, what Bronny James does best is his defense. His defense and awareness, really stand out to me. As he sees the one-on-one matchup here, he goes in two-hand strong, gets the tie up. I like it, man. I like him on the defensive end. As soon as I start praising his defensive awareness, he loses track of his man. You got to see your man and you got to see the ball. I know he's worried about the screen. You got to trust your teammate here to call the screen out, and you got to try to fight around it if it does happen. Can't try to cheat the screen. Look at all this space he left. He just doesn't realize his man's vacated the corner. I've seen this a little bit too much for my liking as well. If somebody else has the ball for USC, Bronny James tends to just call for the ball instead of sprinting his fast break lane. I understand, I'm not in their team meetings, I'm not in their practices. I'm not sure if this this forward is capable of bust out dribbling. It sure looks like he is. It sure looks like he's comfortable doing it and like he does it every day. I would like to see Bronny run the wing a lot harder instead of this little trot he's doing at the top of the screen. I mean, he needs to run this wing harder. Here we have Bronny matched up again against Cody Williams and his length and athleticism. He really needs to do a better job of coming off these screens hard and get right into his shot if he's going to get into his shot. But he's a really long athlete. Like, he had an opportunity to raise up and shoot, but if he's not going to raise up and shoot, I mean, you're going in amongst the big boys. This isn't high school anymore. This is a very soft take. I mean, he didn't really create any separation. There's a lot of bodies here in the paint. You got to have your eyes up in college and looking for that open shot. I mean, this guy's wide open. He's got the wacky, flailing, inflatable arms going. It's a tough take against that length. Here's a defensive rep where, again, it's the mental things on these freshmen sometimes. So Bronny here is he has the ability to be a great point of attack defender, but his feet just stop right here. You can see it that he needs to get a little bit lower in the stance, get his butt down against Cody. Cody's taller than him, and it looks like he's almost in a lower stance. But he just gives a nice little jab step here and goes. You can see when Bronny reaches, when you reach, your feet stop. Now he's got a step on him, and once athletes like that get a step on you at the next level, pretty much good night. Bronny gets left in the dust. You can't reach, man, because when you reach, your feet stop. Look at that. Flat-footed. His feet were in cement. Don't reach, young people. Don't reach. It's not worth it. Here's the freshman, Bronny James, again just being a little unsure of what he wants to do, being indecisive. He's a great passer. He's got great vision. So coming off this little dribble drive here, he gets into the lane. He's got an open pass already. That's an open three. That's open in college. That's open in the NBA. That's open all day. This guy is not going to be able to get there. So he takes a couple more dribbles and he flips it out late and it's off target. You got to process those things quicker. Here we go. End of shot clock situation. Bronny James on defense, getting over a little bit late. His team was matching up a little bit late in transition. Let's take a look at this rep against Cody Williams. He's going to be in the NBA. He just puts a little spin move on him, uses that length, gets to his strong right hand. That's a tough matchup, but Bronny needs to slide his feet better there. I want to revisit this defensive rep by Bronny James in slow motion. And I want to show you what his problem is. He hops a lot. He doesn't move his feet. He's not sliding them at times. Both of his feet will come off the ground on this rep. I want you to watch this slowed down. See that hop? He didn't slide his feet. He hopped. When you leave both of your feet off the ground, you can't change direction, because both of your feet are in midair. And by the time he does, he's beat to the basket. Not sure why he's doing those little tiny hops. You can see it here again. You see the hop? He had both feet off the ground. You gotta slide your feet. You cannot hop like that. Yeah, I'm not sure where he picked that bad habit up from. Here's a nice play, end of the half timeout to get LeBron James coming off a pin down screen, curl for a nice little open jump shot. Fades away on this. He just needs to get up on balance. He needs to go straight up and down. Fading away, tough shot, low percentage shot inside the arc. Just got to get on balance and get into his motion quicker. Here we have a predetermined rep by Bronny James. He's going to get into his step back here, never thinking to pass, and he gets a shot blocked. You're going to take a look at it right here. There's a triple team here. Defender on the baseline, nice defense by KJ Simpson. And then this help defender comes down as well. Bronny's got to see that, and he's got to kick the ball out to the open man. This is just a predetermined move. I'm going to get my shot off. Here we have Bronny with a nice strong take into the lane, but he's got to realize in college that the guys are big and strong, if not bigger and stronger than he is. So, I mean, he can keep seeking this contact out at the PG position if he wants, but, I mean, it's a lower percentage shot when you have a teammate wide open. The one thing that you got to do at the next level, especially in the NBA, hit these wide open corner threes. He's got to see that, and he's got to hit his man for that. All right, so here's Bronny James against Arizona. He's the guard here for USC, number 6. And I was pointing out in the previous game, those shots he missed, he's going to start making, because he's a really good shooter. He's got great mechanics, and he's got a great touch. He needs to shoot that in-between floater a little bit more. That mid-range J, the more and more he starts shooting that, you're going to see his scoring volume increase. Because in high school, he could take it straight to the cup every time. He was just a superior athlete. Now that he's in college, and once he gets to the NBA, he's going to have to be able to take those little floaters, mid-range Js, once they start overplaying his three ball. Because he's a very good three-point shooter. So here we have Bronny out on the wing. I want to point out a few things with this clip. He's got some suddenness, some burst on the offensive end. As soon as he catches this ball, he's gone. He's got to step on the defender. I mean, that's a blow-by. And now, what was happening in the previous games, when he was drawing all this attention, he was trying to put the ball up on the rim. And in college, because there's people just as big as he is, just as athletic as he is, he had to start understanding where the open man was. in driving and kicking. And he has great vision. He's capable of it. He just had to start changing his mentality and his mindset. And he's starting to do that, as you can see right there. Beautiful dime. Defensively, as I mentioned, he has the tools and he can be an excellent point of attack defender. Now, he had a little trouble with this in the last game as well. You see where he goes to make that one-arm stab? His feet stop. His feet stop moving. So now that his feet stop moving, the offensive player has an advantage. When you reach like that, you cannot stop your feet. And now he's beat. Here we have Bronny using the screen to get to his pull-up jumper game. This is again something that he needs to lean more into instead of trying to drive the cup all the time. Look at that beautiful elevation, man. He's got such amazing athletic traits. Beautiful high release, soft touch. He's got a lot of potential, oozing potential. Here we have Bronny coming off the screen and roll again, which he does very well in these P&R situations. Sees the space and he shoots these with confidence. A big difference from the previous game was the confidence. Look at the elevation. He's on balance, his elbow is in, the follow through is high. That's beef. That's the fundamentals of shooting. He can be a great shooter. He's got a really nice stroke. Now I wanted to point out, again, I like the confidence here from Bronny. Number 6. Off the stutter, he gets right into his three-point form. But what I want to point out is this guy. Right here. This guy. Number 0. Just standing and watching. Bronny shot the ball. Bronny cannot be the first one back. This guy needs to sprint back. He's looking right at his teammate on the opposite wing who is crashing the glass. 0 needs to then sprint back. So if you were watching this game and you thought, well, Bronny was staring at his shot. Yes, Bronny should follow his shot. I agree, he should follow it. But as a shooter, you hold that follow through up there. You're taught to hold it and leave it up there. You're also taught to follow the ball after you shoot it. However, 0 was just ball watching. He needed to be the first one sprinting back, then Bronny being the next one back, and then the other guy on the wing. Those 3 are got to be the first 3 back. But this is not on Bronny James. It's impossible for Bronny to cover that. That's on 0. Here's a lackadaisical rep by Bronny. I mean, he's young, so these mistakes are going to happen. This guy's really tall with really long arms for Arizona. When you're making this type of inbound pass, which I can see what Bronny's trying to do, this guy's going to release, or he has this guy releasing as well to the backcourt, and he's trying to lob this ball over the top to get the inbound play in. You can't just hold the ball above your head and just try to throw that pass. It's going to get tipped. You have to fake a pass, to make this guy move his arms and then throw it over the top. That's a young freshman learning the nuances of the game. Here's Bronny getting his nose in there on the offensive glass. And I'd like to see Bronny do this a little bit more. I know he's a guard for this team, and I understand that he's probably one of the smaller guards on the team. But I like when he gets in there and he can use his athleticism once he gets a rebound. That was a nice rep. Bronny was definitely coached up in between games. He was really coached up well in between games. Because in that first game I showed you in the other clips, where he would drive this space and go 1-on-4 or 1-on-3, he's now looking for the open man. As you can see, the corner guy collapses on him. As soon as this guy digs down, your pass is there for the 3. Beautiful basketball. Beautiful. I don't like referencing Bronny's dad a lot, the legend LeBron James, but this is very LeBron-like. His court vision, as soon as he got this rebound, look at his eyes. His eyes are already up the floor, and he just makes a beautiful full court pass to beat the defense. Nice, easy layup. Nice and easy. There's a lot to unpack on this play with Bronny on defense. Some of it's good, some of it's an opportunity to improve. We'll go through that, but in detail right now. All right, so we see this screen coming. He either is going to needs to go over the top or slide through. This guy can shoot the 3 ball, so I see why he's going over the top. But he needs to do whatever he's going to do quicker. This decision needs to be faster. He needs to be up and over the screen ASAP. Because what happens, this savvy player gets him on his hip. Now he's in trouble. He's in a really bad position here. But his athleticism bails him out. He doesn't quit on the play, and he gets a deflection there. That's just raw athleticism making up for inexperience. All right, and that is it for me today, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments down below of Bronny James, number 6 for USC. I mean, there's a lot to like about Bronny James's game. There's a big misconception that he's not a good player. I mean, he may have a lot of hype. Not his fault. He's not overhyping himself. It's a lot of the media, a lot of the fans. I mean, he has a very famous father, so that can add to the hype. But there's a lot to like. There's a lot to work on as well. So I hope that you find this evaluation and profile informative and helpful. So as long as he continues to make those good decisions, because he can draw and kick, when he starts drawing and kicking more, getting his teammates involved, getting them open shots, the easier the game will be for USC as a whole. On defense, he's got to keep moving his feet, stop reaching. He's got to make sure that he's just playing solid point of attack defense, use that wingspan and athleticism to his advantage, and just keep being a great teammate. Take those open shots with confidence. He can knock down shots. He's got to make sure that he gets in that mid-range game, hits those threes, and he's going to be just fine. Now, me personally, as far as NBA draft talk, it's really going to be up to what he and his family want to do, because I personally think he needs to stay in school another year, but it really depends on what his development is going to be like by the end of the season. But to me personally, this is again just my opinion, I would love to see him stay in school for another year. But that's it. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Again, appreciate everything that you guys